Hey guys, Kayla Jane here with Cedar Winds Farm. It's a nice springy evening. You can probably hear the spring peepers peeping in the background. I got some planting done in my garden this afternoon and I'm heading down to get my goats. There's some nice fresh green grass coming up, so I'm going to just turn them loose from their pasture and just let them graze a little bit before I bring them on home and put them in their pen. I'm gonna just give you a pregnancy update. Cleo's got 35 days left until she's due to kid. Sunday has 46 days, Josie has 56 days, and Butte has 73 days. And that's the time remaining. I'll calculate exactly how many days pregnant they are, and I'll put that up in little captiony things like I normally do. But anyway, so we're getting close. We're definitely in the home stretch with Cleo. We got just over a month till her due date. And I actually watched a very cool video of blue Cactus Dairy Goats today. And if you're not following them on YouTube, I recommend it. She just has a lot of really cool goat information that's really helpful. But anyway, she was talking about goat gestation and stages of fetal development in kids. And I know I've talked about that and I've shared some links for more information about that, but I'm going to link that video here as well because it was just really good. And she just had some really good descriptions of what stages of development would look like, what's happening with the kids, you know, during the pregnancy. And she has Nigerians, so their gestation is usually a bit shorter than my standard goats. They're usually like 145 days, I think, and my standards are usually around 150, but it's pretty close. So anyway, I'm gonna post that, and you guys should go check it out if you're interested in learning more about fetal development. Hi girls, are you ready? You ready to come home? So this is the neighbor's property, and he just lets me keep my goats over here. So there's a lot of random assorted stuff. But anyways, I just thought it'd be nice to film them. Man, they're hungry. I put hay out for them in the pasture today, but maybe I didn't put out enough. I just thought it'd be fun to film them while they're out grazing because you just see a little bit different angle when they're standing and walking more naturally versus when they're on the milking stand. They tend to stand a bit awkwardly on the milking stand. So I just wanted to show you Cleo here. Obviously getting quite a bit of noticeable udder development, and she started having a little bit of discharge the other day as well, which is totally normal. So anyways, she's definitely progressing, showing signs. It's difficult to tell, but I feel like her whole back end is just starting to change a little bit. If you notice, there's just along her tail, her spine is becoming a bit more noticeable. And as pregnancy progresses, that's going to become even more pronounced. And when she's pregnant, full term and ready to deliver and actually going into labor, her whole conformation and structure of her back end will change, and I'll show that to you when it happens. Just show you a close-up of Cleo's udder here. Her udder looks like it's going to be very nice. I think she's going to have decent length to her teats, so that will be good. Easy, hopefully easy to hand milk. And you can really kind of see from this angle just that her tail is just a little bit I don't know, maybe loose is the way to describe it. It's just sort of like the ligaments around her tail are just not as tight as they are normally when she's not, you know, late stages pregnancy. And you can see her vulva is a bit on the loose side as well. So like, if I put my hands around here, it's just kind of squishy. That's just happening as her muscles and ligaments are kind of gearing up for kidding. She will get extremely loose back there immediately prior to kidding, and all her ligaments and muscles will kind of loosen up in that area to allow the kids to be able to pass through. Butte, not a whole lot going on with her over here. She is a long goat. I was just noticing this the other day as I was walking home with them. She's just extremely long-bodied. So I just don't even know how much she's really going to show. And she may only be carrying a single kid as well, since she's a first freshener. It's not at all uncommon for them to only have one kid their first time. But yeah, I'm just not really seeing a whole lot of udder development there. I feel like her belly has kind of dropped a little bit. She's looking a little deeper. But yeah, nothing real drastic there. And I'm not seeing a whole lot going on in the udder. Maybe teats are starting to lengthen a little bit. Gosh, it keeps moving. I can't get it. Yeah, maybe starting to lengthen a little bit, but not a whole lot going on there. Josie, again, nothing really drastic. I feel like her udder is getting a little bit of substance to it, but nothing real major. She tends to not get a real big udder until she's actually in labor. So that's kind of one of my signs that she's about ready to have kids, is her udder filling up. And she's just kind of carrying deep. She's got a lot of, you can just see like the distance between the bottom of her belly and the tops of her legs right there. So she's definitely got a lot of depth to her, and she's a very long goat as well, so she may not show hardly at all. And then Sunday over here, again, very long goat. She is kind of carrying deep, I think, and she does have a little bit of width. If you kind of view her from the top here, you can kind of see her belly sticking out a little bit. This is her right side, so that's where the kids are. You can kind of see how it's sticking out a smidge. She's got a little bit of udder development going on, but not a whole lot. You can see through that, all that hair, but you can see she's got a little something going on in there. They're eating wild onions, and man, the smell is extremely strong. What I'm feeding right now is Cleo, who's over here. Cleo and Sunday are getting 1.5 pounds of feed right now, a day. And then Josie's just getting a handful whenever I need to get her on the milking stand to work on her feet. And Butte's kind of the same. I've just been giving her 1 or 2 handfuls a day. And I'm monitoring their weight, obviously, making sure that they don't, aren't getting thin. Their weight looks amazing on all of them. You don't want them losing weight at this stage of their pregnancy. But you obviously don't want them getting super fat either, because that will cause problems. So I feel like they're all doing really good condition-wise. I checked their eyelids. Their eyelids are all nice dark pink. Josie was a little bit pale, but she's actually pinking up. So I think she maybe had a little bit of a worm issue going on. She was under a lot of stress just because her feet were bothering her. So, I feel like that might have kind of opened her up to that, but she's doing a lot better. I didn't treat her with anything. I've just been sort of letting her have access to some of the herbs and things that I'd use to deworm, and she's been kind of munching on those from time to time. So I feel like she's in pretty good shape now. She's definitely improving. She's walking a lot better, and that's one of the reasons why I've just stayed pretty minimal with the grain for her, because I don't want her going lame on me again. And then I've been giving them pure alfalfa hay, so they get 2 flakes in the morning and 1 flake at night. And again, because I'm trying to really watch Josie's diet so she doesn't end up with issues, I've been locking her up in the morning, so everybody else gets the 2 flakes in the morning, and then she gets the 1 flake at night with everyone else. And that seems to be working real well for her. She seems, again, she's in good shape. She's not losing weight. She's in good condition, but I just feel like she doesn't need quite as much feed as the others do, simply because she's such an incredibly easy keeper, and she's also not growing. The the other 3 are still growing. So they're a little bit, their nutritional needs are a little bit more demanding than Josie's are. And then we've got Alfred over here. He's just being so nice and gentle with the girls. I've left him in with them so far. You'll notice Huckleberry and Linus are not here, and that's because they've gotten really bad about getting out here lately. They tend to do that a lot in the spring. If there's not great foraging in their pasture, they'll just get out and go forage somewhere else, like in our yard or along the road, which is less than ideal. And then when they get out, everybody else does too. So they're locked up for now. I'm going to get another pasture set up and get them out on the land again soon. But anyway, Alfred's still in with the girls because he's just so nice and gentle and really sweet with them. But he's going to have to leave pretty soon because I really don't want him in with them while they're in milk. You know, I don't think the buck stink necessarily gets into the milk supply, but I think having a buck in with them does affect their hormones, and you know, can cause different flavors in the milk. You'll notice that sometimes when they're in heat too, their milk flavor will be different because of the hormones. So anyway, I want to get him out just so I hopefully will have some really tasty, good milk. Look at that girl, isn't she beautiful? She's just so nice and wide. You know, she's not the longest goat, but I just love the width on her. Just nice, stocky, nice wide hips. Yeah, she's just so pretty. I love her. She was just the prettiest baby, and she's maturing so nicely as well. Man, I am loving these top lines. Look at these nice, long, level goats. Just beautiful. Butte is especially, I feel like she's maturing very nicely. I'm not the greatest judge of goat conformation, but I just really feel like I got some good stuff going on here. Pretty excited to see what kids do, what the kids turn out like this year. Josie's just gorgeous. They keep spooking at this truck, and I think the reason they're spooking is because they can see their reflections in this shiny chrome bumper here. And it freaks them out. Every time they go past, they freak out about it. I think they think there's other goats over there.